Hey kids, Dean, Crypto the Wonder Dog. I think I am. I'm gonna just claim that title. I am Crypto the Wonder Dog, because I don't have any dogs running around here. So I'm just gonna have to claim it until I get somebody donates me a puppy. That would be nice. Sports and blockchain, it's a no-brainer. If you're involved in sports, I think you know the technology behind the management, behind the business, behind the science and health and everything is just way behind the times. And I think that the people involved in this world that are involved in blockchain, they're realizing that every industry could absolutely benefit from this. And sports and entertainment, man, just a no-brainer. When you go to these conferences and you see 50, 60, 70 booths, and you're walking up and down the aisles, you're talking with people, you may run across a couple that are interesting. You may not necessarily want to get involved with that technology or that business structure or whatever they're doing. If you're in esports, if you're in sports, pro or college or amateur, if you're in sports betting, if you're in fantasy leagues, there's big communities in each one of these. And if you bring these all together in a conference, I think you guys have a better chance of actually making some business, and you don't have to be running around looking for, what is this? What are you guys involved in? Oh, chicken farming? That's not for me. So if you have everyone who's like-minded at a conference, it just makes sense, right? So that's the thought and hope behind the North American Sports Blockchain Conference that we're doing in Los Angeles, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and we get some more sponsors in soon. So we're 53 days out, man. This is just a blink of a freaking eye in the world of blockchain. So please, if you're out there, if I'm within earshot of you, click on buy a ticket. Click on download the sponsor deck here. If you got some friends that have an ICO that you think would be a great idea for a pitch, we're having a pitch party, a pitch draft, or not the draft. It was the bracket. Yeah, it's like an NCAA bracket for basketball. So you can go head to head against your favorite ICO and knock them off the blockchain. We've got some incredible speakers: Nikita, Ian Scarf, David Drake, man, crazy guy. Mohamed, I just talked to Mohamed, and you're going to be hearing his talk right now. Saurabh, FCFL, Sunil Bardwaj from Global Talent, Matt Fortnell, the blockchain guy's guy, Christian Kamir. Yeah, you're hearing him every week on my show. We're bringing the education to the people. Alex, just had a chat with him yesterday. Wonderful, cool guy. One of the smartest guys I've ever met. One of the grandfathers. I'm not gonna call him father. He's a grandfather of VoIP, and now bringing MoIP to the world. And we got a lot of people that are going to be involved with this. So be sure to check it out, nasbc.co, and have a good time with it. So this is today. It's like the 14th of June, man. We're creeping up on July and then August. Pretty soon, the show will be over, and we'll just have nothing but memories, and then looking forward to the next year. So we're here in Southern California, where sports is it comes and goes. If you're a big fan of the Rams back in the 60s and 70s and part of the 80s, and then you lost the Rams, and they went to St. Louis, and then St. Louis lost the Cardinals, and they went to Arizona, and then we had the Raiders, and then we didn't have the Raiders, and then we had the Raiders, and then we didn't have the Raiders, and so I don't know what's going to happen. And then San Diego lost the Chargers, and now LA has the Chargers. I don't get it, man. But if you're into sports, the business end of it, my buddy, I love. They are my buddies. Everyone that comes on the show, you're my buddy. Mohamed Taysir is an Egyptian-born a young man who found the love of rugby at a young age and played that. Unfortunately, back injury I think kept him out of the pros. But he's learning a lot about the blockchain, and he had the opportunity, I guess, to work with some companies, and he was introduced to our buddy Chris, and we talked about that for a second. But he's also working for a company called Square Capital that does investments and stuff. So he is the director of blockchain and ICO projects advisory. Sit back and enjoy the talk that I had with my buddy Mohamed on this episode of the Crypto the Wonder Dog show. And if you're on YouTube, you get to see the card that I made, because he didn't have a video camera today. And you know that we're doing almost every show now with video. And it's just the way of the world, I think that was probably part of the issue with lack of sport on our YouTube page. But hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I know I'm not the most attractive man on television or internet or whatever, but Crypto is. She's a good-looking puppy. Here's the episode with Mohamed. You guys ready to start the show? All right, let's start the show. It's yeah.
What you want to talk about?
Hey, we talk about everything here, man. You talk about your kids. You talk about what happened in the world of sports last night. Whatever you want to talk about, man. We're open. It's an open forum for all to enjoy. Mohamed,
Hey, Dean, how are you?
How the heck are you? How do you pronounce your last name? Taysir. Okay. I always hate butchering people's last names because I'm American and we don't know.
You guys control your R's.
We can't. No, not at all.
No, it's very easy for us as Egyptians. I can mimic any kind of accent that I want. Even Americans sometimes mistake me for an American because of my accent. It's crazy. And people ask me why. Have you ever lived abroad? Ironically, I have not. I've lived all my life in Egypt. I've just lived abroad 1 year in my life. Did my master's in the UK, and that's it. But been to the US multiple times visiting. But that's about it.
Wow, that's crazy. So, being over there,
people always think that I've that I've lived in the US for some part of my life or something, but never.
No, you never lived in the U.S.?
Never.
Wow. Okay. I mean, you've obviously been here.
The first time I came to the U.S. was 2016 or something.
Wow. Well, you speak incredible English. You're very, very clear, and it's obviously going to be much clearer than my Egyptian. So we'll go ahead and do this one in English. How about that?
Well, most Egyptians we do speak. Most of us are bilingual because we speak Arabic as our native tongue, and we learn English in schools and French as well. So I speak basic French, and some of us speak German as well. But most of us have at least 3 to 4 languages under their belt.
And that's amazing because in America they I guess the school systems forgot that there's other countries and other languages. So when we're in elementary school,
but you guys have Spanish, don't you? In your curriculum, if I'm not mistaken.
I grew up in New Mexico, and they did attempt to give us a little bit of just a sprinkling of Spanish while we were there. Just enough to get around with the locals. But it's obviously not enough for conversational. I mean, I know how to say hello, like buenos dias, and how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? And then the response, count to 10. So.
Yeah, I speak a little Spanish as well. I like to have on my own.
Yeah.
I have family from Venezuela, so
that's crazy.
I try to learn Spanish. Yeah, I try to learn Spanish. As much as possible. I think it's a beautiful language.
Wow.
It's very much spoken in the world.
Yeah.
Whole continent essentially speaks Spanish. So, yeah,
Huh.
it's a very much needed language.
Yeah.
I would love to learn Chinese though. That's a language that
Oh
I
my
would love to learn.
gosh.
Chinese.
That would take forever. I mean, there's like what, thousands of characters.
3,300 something characters or something like that.
Wow. I had a tough time to keep track of 27. So
It's crazy. It's hard keeping up with the blockchain stuff.
yeah, it kind of is.
Crypto stuff. Yeah. Then you need to worry about Chinese.
Wow.
So,
Well, awesome,
yeah.
man. Well, I'm glad I got you on the show.
I'm happy to.
Wonderful. Well, we obviously joined up on LinkedIn. We linked on LinkedIn because that seems to be the hub for everything blockchain and crypto. So it's where I'm getting all my education and all my connections and wonderful people. Wonderful people on there. And
yeah, I meet a lot of amazing people. Talking about a mutual friend of ours as well, Chris Bennett. Big shout out to him, blockchain be a guy.
Yeah, Chris Bennett.
I love that guy. He lives to just radiate information to people, and he's a true educator and a true teacher.
Yep.
I got my certification as a blockchain systems architect doing the course with him, with the Blockchain Training Alliance guys.
Really?
Shad and Melissa, they're amazing guys. Yeah, I just passed my exam last Monday, so I'm pretty much certified. One of the first 35 people, I think.
Oh, how
people
cool!
In the world. So I'm really happy with that.
That's amazing,
so,
man.
yeah, check them out. They're amazing people.
I will.
Training Alliance.
I would love to learn a little bit about the technical end of blockchain, other than just kind of
Yeah, and it's made for people who have no technical background. Like I'm from a finance background and investment background.
Yeah.
So it's really helpful for people to really understand the underlying technology before they start looking at crypto and such, because there is a huge difference between blockchain technology and cryptography and cryptocurrencies, essentially, or tokens.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the word currencies, because some of them are asset-backed. Some, like as Clayton said a few days ago, last week, they are securities. Instead of like, if it's like something like Bitcoin or something like that, then it's not a security. So people need to really understand what he's talking about and understand stuff like that before they invest, because what people are trying to do now are just invest and get quick money, but they start looking like towards the regulators. Yeah, but we lost money. But yeah, you lost money because you didn't do your due diligence.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And people really need to understand that these are startups. These are people who are building the business in a new technology that's young. It's 10 years old, not more than that. And stuff are moving very fast. So you really need to understand the technology that's happening, so that you really need to know before you invest, are these the right people that I'm going to invest money with? Because they are a startup.
Yeah.
And I feel it's a new crowdfunding mechanism. That's all it. And you need to really read the white paper so you can understand what the token is going to represent and all of that, which is the token economics, which is shifting from one project to the other. So you really need to look at the project, one project per se, not at all projects collectively.
No, they're not. Yeah, that's.
And people really don't look at that, and they really need to look at like Miko Matsumura. He's a big name in the space as an advisor and as a speaker on that, and he says that they're all securities. I'm with him on that. They are all securities.
Yep.
People need to treat them as companies and as new upcoming startups that need to look at them. Some of them will have utility, but not now. Utility will come later on when they have a proper, like a platform which provides users a real utility where you can buy, sell stuff, energy, buy your bills, pay your bills, or pay your utility bills, stuff like that. Then this is a true utility, like a currency, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
But until that happens, it's still not so viable, because any utility token is as strong as its platform, essentially. So you really need to look at their like community development team.
Yes.
Do they have a strong development team? Do they have a strong community?
Absolutely.
Is their community going to be supporting them? Stuff like that.
Yes.
And I'm happy because I'm trying to build up my speaking rep as well as a speaker in the space. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak at the North American Sports Blockchain Conference in August.
Oh, yes.
I'm honored to be taking part in that. I'm really happy about that. Hoping that I can architect a system that I can present at the event. Hopefully it will be of interest to some of our friends at NFL and NBA.
Yes.
Would love to see how that works out. And definitely it will be exciting because I'm looking to have the people involved. So to anyone out there who's going to be involved at the event, please check it out. It's worth checking out. And I will be getting the people involved because I want the live discussion. I'm not the very kind of like giving presentations type. I don't like ranting by myself.
Yeah.
I like people with me.
Yeah.
It's always more enjoyable because it's more dynamic, more fluid. And I'm usually bad at preparing speeches because I tend to doze off anyway. So I like fluidity. I like people to guide me because I'm there to essentially answer people's questions. And
Yeah.
people really want to know what's happening in the kitchen, essentially. And I would like to know what people want to hear about,
Mm-hmm.
because however I prepare, people have expectations. I like to see what they are expecting. And I'd like to see if I'm able to accommodate that or not, because I'm big enough to say I don't know on stage. And but I will assure you that I will get back to you, or please do more research to really know about what I'm going to be talking about later on.
Well, we're going to have some great people there.
Learning.
Yeah, we've got some great people on. I mean, David Drake, and
I had the pleasure of meeting him during Consensus as well. Amazing guy. Looking forward to seeing him again there.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Eamon Donlan, who is a former ESPN guy, and he is involved with SportVest. He's going to be speaking on a lot of sports stuff, and then we're going to have some NFL people there. We're going to have some former NFL players. We're going to have guys that are starting entire leagues, the FFL and the FCFL. So there's a lot of a lot of this technology that's being kind of utilized at the moment because some of the thinkers right now are seeing that there is.
There are a lot of people that are interested in American football in Egypt, right?
Oh, there are.
And there is like a mini league, and there is a mini league like that they're trying to build and stuff like that. Oh man, like if you can get and if like the NFL can look at that and see like there is a global arm to this, and there is a potential to grow this because look at all the sports movies like Blindside, all of that. Look at their global reach and how they fare in the Middle East and how they fare in like other parts of the world. They fare pretty well, and they are pretty damn to the bone NFL production American football like born and bred.
Wow.
Movies, right?
Yeah, a lot of.
And they are big in the Middle East. Like people love them.
That's crazy.
Like,
I didn't know that.
Like, see, that's what I mean. Like, there is a huge potential of like profit there for like marketing, consumer base, fan base that have never been allocated or thought of.
Well, I think a lot of people are probably scared. Obviously, because we see all of the bad news that comes out of the Middle East. We don't see any of the good news.
People tend to forget that news is just another business. They're in the business of selling headlines. Didn't they say that blockchain is going to be like the downfall of whole life on Earth?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the case a few years ago? Like.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of these banks and financial institutions.
They're talking about money laundering. Come on, seriously, from a finance background.
Yeah, because that never happens in banks. Yeah.
Oh wow! We have a very intricate system. We try our best. We try our best. Let's be honest. We try our best. But there is a human error. There is a human element.
Yeah, anywhere there's money, there's going to be.
Let's be honest
bad
about
people.
that, and people need to be honest about that.
Yeah.
So that because the first step towards solving a problem is identifying that there is a problem. Be big of a man to identify that you have a problem and say that you're not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the first step towards perfection, or towards the closest thing towards perfection, is identifying your weaknesses and working on them. Like any athlete, because I'm an athlete. I used to play rugby.
Oh, you did?
And
wow.
Yeah, I used to play rugby, kickboxing. I was an equestrian, swimming. I'm an assistant instructor, PADI license, scuba diving.
Yeah.
I do a bunch of I'm a very active sports outdoorsy person. So I approach the same way. You identify what you're weak at and you work on it. Period.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. And did they? When you were a kid, did you guys play football in the streets? Did you guys watch? Did you get to watch football, NFL football over there?
Not growing up.
No.
I was more interested in rugby. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I used to play rugby. I played rugby for the Egyptian national team. Never got a chance to play with them professionally because I injured my back.
Oh, damn.
So I had to stop.
Okay.
Yeah, but I used to play javelin and shot put and track and field growing up.
Okay.
So I always had the ability to sprint. So I always thought of myself as a quarterback or a running back or a linebacker or something.
Wow.
Because I was big as well, but
Yeah.
I was fast, but not that fast. I had the strategy mindset because I always understood that football was, as opposed to rugby is a team's game. It's a proper team's game. But American football, it's a coach's game. It's a chess. It's a strategy game.
Yes, it is.
And the quarterback, he needs to understand how to read the lines and see the strategy, see the opportunity, and take it. That's what makes good quarterback. And having the foot soldiers to really follow him into battle.
Yeah, that's true.
That's essentially the philosophy behind football. And I enjoy that because it's a very strategic game.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Who's your team?
Never had a team. I'm
No?
not gonna lie.
No.
I never had a team because I never followed. I'm the worst. I'm a very sports person, but when it comes to following a team or having that, I never had the fantasy of die-hard team. Maybe national teams.
Yeah.
But not a die-hard team for specific team because I enjoy the game and I love the game and I would love to play it more than to watch it actually.
Yeah.
Because I do understand the feeling of the rush of being on the field, you know?
Oh yeah, man! It's great that when you're out there and your adrenaline's pumping, you see the lights and all the people are.
I dislocated my shoulder once in a game, and I just in the middle of the game, and I popped it back in. Continued the game, worst decision in my life, but worth it because I stopped a try from scoring, and essentially that won us the game. And I was happy with that, but for 2 weeks later on, I was just wearing the shoulder because I was stupid enough not to stay out. But it was the adrenaline. You can't feel it. You can't feel it. The adrenaline just makes you someone else.
That's true, man. That's very true because a lot of the athletes, they're out there, they're playing, they're in the middle of the game, and all of a sudden, they come off and they've got concussions. They don't remember playing the rest of the game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I like. That's the thing. That's what I like about blockchain. Is that with this chaotic model of sports and people losing track of everything, this is the normal life because we are people. We're human.
Mm-hmm.
But with blockchain, you don't need to depend on that. It takes care of that. You have an immutable record of everything that's happening. Imagine if you can track anything live because it's viable and verifiable by most people and everyone. So everyone has a copy. No one can deny it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a record and you cannot delete it. So no one can deny that you were there.
Yes.
And it's verifiable by everyone. You can only append to it. You can only add to it. You can only track something from one place to the other, or addition to announcements and stuff like that. So it's the perfect auditing tool.
It is.
If people want to track like a family history track, like a family tree, that would be on that. Like it would be done on a blockchain. You can track up to your like great grandfather's father if you want. But that's the thing. Like that's the beauty of blockchain. It's like an immutable record.
Yeah.
And it's purely decentralized. No one owns it.
Yes.
It's owned by everyone.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that the general audience that knows nothing about it, that's, they need to break it down into very simple, digestible terms like that where they can kind of start wrapping their head around it.
Yeah, because essentially, look at the sports industry. It's very centralized, let's be honest. And
yeah.
The main driver, the ironic thing is that it's a fan-based industry, like gaming.
Uh-huh.
But gaming has made it more immersive for people because they understood that they need them because they're their main driver. Sports are yet to understand that. Players are yet to tap into that main fundraising mechanism, which is their fans, who have been watching them since they were kids in schools or like playing in college and stuff like that. Who makes people like go for him as the first draft or the second draft because they are the ones who are worth it, essentially.
Yes. I get it, man. Do you get involved with the draft? Do you watch it? Because I know that was kind of part of the thing that we were talking about. Your talk was going to be maybe a little bit on revamping the draft,
that's
right?
a big surprise. I'm not going to do it now because I want to get it right. But yeah, I'm very interested in the draft mechanism and like the trackability of everything, and because I know it's costly mechanism, and I know it costs teams a lot with the NFL and everything.
Yeah,
but it can cost them less, and they can get more revenues through like viewers and stuff like that.
But that's right. That's right. Hey, so let's talk about Square Capital. What you are the director of blockchain and ICO projects advisory. Right?
Yeah, I'm the director there. They're an investment bank.
Okay.
We're regulated by the DFSA, which is the Dubai Financial Services Authority.
Okay.
And we're compliant. So essentially, we supply only services, advisory services. So from the business side, essentially, I treat, as I said, like all of these guys mostly are startups or companies going for like more of a growth stage.
Okay.
So we either help them with their fundraising or they're like at a startup or a seed funding. We can help them with strategy, with the business model, with how to properly monetize their platform and their idea and everything. Help them with the proper business aspect, with proper evaluation and stuff like that. And since we're compliant and we're regulated, they go through, anyone that we have to work with have to go through KYC and ML checks beforehand. So that's why I haven't been listed as an advisor with anyone yet, because there are some people in the pipeline, but they are still going through our checks, essentially.
Yeah.
And afterwards, that gives them the feel that they have been checked because we are regulated, and we cannot be representing anyone except after they go through these checks, essentially. And that brings more security to the investors and everyone, because we are going to be helping with fundraising and all that, but we are not going to be investing ourselves because we are not cleared for that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's Square Capital, essentially.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have that up on here, square-capital.com, and looks like there's two sides to the company. There's the
there's the investment side and there's the advisory side, limited. Square Capital Limited, that's the advisory side in Dubai.
Okay.
And Square Capital Investments, that's our investment side, and that's based out of the Cayman Islands, and we invest in like energy and health.
Okay.
But not tech yet.
Okay, got it. All right. And well, this is cool, man. So we're going to be having you out there at the show in August. You're going to be speaking on this stuff. And we're so excited to have you out, man. I know you don't get many
I'm
trips
really
to the
happy about
U.S.
that. Thank you, Dean, for the opportunity to read you. Thanks about that, man.
Absolutely, man. It's
Appreciate it.
we're very excited. Can't wait to see you. And let's stay in touch on what you got going on here. And we'll keep updating the website as it comes closer. And
Awesome.
we'll keep.
Please send me a link to the website as well.
Yes, it's nasbc.co. North America.
Yeah, I have the website for that. I was talking about the show as well.
Oh, this show
I would
here.
like to share the link.
CryptoTheWonderDog.com.
All right, awesome. Send me a link to the podcast, and I'll share it as well with my friends.
Yeah, we have all the links on there to our iTunes, to the YouTube, to Spotify. Man, we're everywhere, man. We're global,
Awesome,
international.
Yeah, I'm looking to build a network here in Egypt as well, so might as well get them hooked to you guys as well.
That would be great.
Network and
exactly. Start syndicating our show over there to Egypt, and maybe we come out there one day and do a live broadcast from Egypt.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm planning something that's in the pipeline, but that's for another show.
All right. Well, let's keep it on. We could have the pyramids in the background and the Sphinx to my left, and some other architectural wonder to the right. It'd be awesome. I was fascinated by Egyptian history when I was a kid, so that would be incredible.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Awesome to have you.
Cool, man. Well, you have a great rest of your. Well, this is I guess is the end of your day, right?
Yeah, actually.
I'm just getting up, and you're just about ready to hit the sack. So, great talking with you, man.
It's still 7 o'clock, so it's still fairly early.
Oh well, yeah. You got time for dinner and a couple of drinks, and get to town. So.
Yeah. But it's Ramadan, so it's end of Ramadan, so it's actually time for me. So I'm gonna start eating, actually.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm gonna say it was awesome talking to you, man.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm gonna have to run.
Okay. All right, man.
Awesome, brother.
Good talk.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to you soon, brother. Bye.
Great, man. Take care. Bye.